Hello guys, this is my second video on the microservices series. So I wanted to do this video because I wanted to do some improvement for the first design system that I've done from the first video, and especially for the authentication. Here, as we saw on the first video, this is the flow for user to register and to authenticate. As you saw here, we have our client, we have our API gateway, and we have our services, the auth services for the authentication, the admin, and the main services and the product services. So for the user to authenticate, first he must register. Here in the front end, he will send his data to the Krakend. The Krakend will dispatch the data for in the auth microservice. The auth microservices will register this data of the new user in the Postgres database, and it will be the producer for this data in for the message queuing RabbitMQ. This data will be consumed by the other services um, from RabbitMQ, and they will be registered in their MySQL for in their respective database for the admin MySQL and for the main MongoDB. After this, he will be, if you want to log in, his token will be sent to the front, and he will send his token to every service so he can fetch his data. Because there is a guard for every service. For the admin service there is a guard, and for the main service there is a auth guard. For this design, it's not a bad design, but because it's not a bad design, why? Because there is consistency, and the data will of the user will exist in the three databases. Consistency is one of the not principle but properties of database transactions. You can see it here from the for the ACID properties. You can see it here in if you want to know more in the definition of the ACID properties: atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. So, as we said, there is consistency, but the problem is the duplication. How? When authentication user, we must register this user, and in the in the three databases. In the MySQL, we must have a table user. In the MongoDB, we must have another table of the user, and all this data must be synchronized, must be the same data in the three databases. And it's kind of duplication. Then we must not repeat ourselves. We must not duplicate something that we don't need. So we must have a more lighter flow in the design system. So the solution was to have this another flow. How? This is our client. This is our Krakend. Here, in the new design system, the Krakend will be the Great Wall, like for China. It's the wall that will replace the guards in on the microservices, different microservices that we have. How? I will explain this. I will explain the flow. Um, it will explain more how this authentication will work. So the user, as usual, register itself in the auth. He will send his data, and this data will be registered username and password in the Postgres. But this time we will use another service. It's a cloud service. It's called auth0. The when registering, it's the user when he register in the first microservice, he will send the auth0 token. So this auth0 token will be taken by the Krakend, and this auth0 token will be sent to auth0, our service, and the auth0 here will check this auth and will send his OK to the Krakend. Sorry. If it's OK and if it's validate, then he will open his wall and the user can fetch from the admin and from the main without having to have tables of user here, without having to have auth guards here. So all will be filtered in the level of the Krakend. It's more efficient, it's more light, and it's you don't have to do duplicated tables. So I will show you the code here, as you can see. Here we have our auth service, and for example, for the user, when he log in, we will see this is the login service. A user login, his data will be checked here. If there is no user or with the function compare password there is problem, it will throw an exception, and if it's okay, it will have this response object, and this response object sorry, will send a token. This is the token that we have in our environment variable, and this is the token that we take from our auth0 service. Sorry. Here we have our admin service. We have in the last time we have to do this duplication and to register a user in a table and have all this data in tables that exist in MySQL in our admin services, and we have to for the client this auth guards. Here we use guards, our guards here, for example, for fetching all the data. Now we don't need it because all are in the our API gateway. We can see over here the configuration of the Krakend in this file, krakend.json. You see here the endpoint, and here our special configuration for the auth0. our algorithm, our audience, our GWQ URL. All this configuration, you'll find it in the API of 02. Here, you can change the token, you can talk to an expiration, you can configure your signing algorithm. This API is very interesting because it gives you a current free plan of 7,000 users. Um, it's a very good API. So, thank you for attention and see you next time.